let's go. Let's do this. It is already like 55 degrees, and it's going to go nowhere but up, which is so nice. Yesterday, finally, I was like, oh my God, it's getting a little ridiculous how cold it's been here in Vermont for a while now. And finally, we're going to get back into the 70s today, just in time to drop down into the 50s tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but next week, which is so nice. Isn't that the just freaking roller coaster that we're on? Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the experience, and welcome. No matter who you are, where you're listening from, Fly on the Wall Productions bringing you the Aired Out Podcast. Streamed everywhere you get your podcasts. And yes, on the web at airedoutVT.com. Woodland Studios has been putting it together. And now it's up to me to do the final touches. But man, Mary has just been incredible. Just amazing. Check it out. airedoutVT.com. Road construction. A lot of zones have gone active this morning, so just be careful driving, no matter where you are, especially in Burlington, which is such a cluster right now. I don't know if you saw that Nectar's has decided to say, screw it. We're just closing down for the summer. But, man, it is a mess in Burlington. This morning, I have the lovely Brittney with me on the air. I am so happy I've just met you just like minutes ago.
Yep.
This is so cool. My God, welcome to Aired Out. Welcome to our family here.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to meet you, to chat with you a little bit. And I've only chatted with you like
a week?
Yeah, like
Something
a week.
Like that.
And probably for like a total of less than 15 minutes.
Yeah. And then we recently found out that you know some of my family.
Recently just found out, recently within like a minute before we went on the air. I'm so happy to meet you. You are a very interesting woman.
Oh, that's an understatement.
Wow, is that an understatement? And you reached out to me, and you've introduced me to who you are and what you're about and why you reached out to me. And the bottom line is that you and your cohort, Becca, have decided to start up a podcast. So,
Yep.
Of course, that spikes my curiosity, and I'm like, wait a minute, who the hell are you guys? Where are you from? What's going on? Are you here in Vermont? And you're down in Brandon, right?
Yes, I'm in Brandon, and she is in Hardwick.
Okay. Oh, she's in Hardwick.
Yeah.
Really? So you have roots right here in Barrie, Central
Yes.
Vermont.
Yep.
Went to high school where?
So I started high school at Spalding, but then I graduated at Montpelier High School.
All right. How long ago?
2012.
Okay. Your friend Becca, what's her deal? Did she go to school with you?
No, actually, she went to U32. We actually became friends.
Holy shit! You were friends with someone who went to U32?
Yeah.
Wow.
We had the same friend group, but never our paths never crossed.
Okay.
Until I was pregnant with my second son. So about 8 years ago.
Okay.
Was when we became friends through
Oh,
my
that's so
foster
interesting.
family.
Wow.
That's how I met her.
Your foster family?
Yes. One of many.
You were fostered?
Yes. I went into the foster system when I was 12.
When you were 12 years old?
Yep.
My God, do we have a lot to talk about. Jesus.
Yeah, it was a crazy ride. That's for sure.
Wow. So you and Becca started saying, whose idea was it to start up a damn podcast? Whose brilliant idea was
I feel like it was mine.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she also had some part in it too.
Yeah.
We are always the light of the party wherever we go. We're loud, obnoxious. We say what's on our mind.
Completely inappropriate.
No filter. Super inappropriate.
Beautiful.
And we cope with hard things with comedy.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to...
Naturally.
Right. So that's what we want to give to our community. We are also in active recovery ourselves.
Both of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And we want to spread the word that you're not alone, you know?
Right.
And it doesn't have to be dark and gloomy and sad and depressing.
There's a whole hell of a lot of doom scrolling these days, isn't there, man?
Oh, yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
It's so easy to find.
Yeah. I had to stop with Facebook for a while.
Really?
But then we started the podcast, so I obviously, have to get the word out somehow.
Sure.
So now I'm back on, and it's doom scrolling.
It's a ride though, isn't it? It's a ride.
Yeah.
And it's constant. I mean, you can get away from it, but not for very long. And
no.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I know.
Yeah, it's crazy because I enjoy TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's like a potato chip. You cannot just have one.
Yeah,
you gotta
right.
have the whole damn bag.
Of course. Of course. So you and Becca are both in recovery.
Yes.
And how long have are you guys on the kind of the same page? Are you about the same timeline here?
I think it's different. I don't want to speak her story because, well, I'm probably gonna fuck it up. Yeah. Let's be honest.
No, that's okay. It's okay.
But I've been sober for four-ish years off hard substances and about 2 years alcohol.
Okay. Courtney, this young lady here with us has a remarkable story, and she is taking her life experiences, some really, let's be honest, bad decisions, and trying to really turn things around. It's one thing to be sober, but it's a whole nother thing to take that sobriety and turn it into a very public, clearly displayed, what am I trying to say? You're very vulnerable by taking your message.
Oh, yeah.
And putting it out there.
Tell me about it.
Transparently for all of us to see and to hear. And that takes some nads. There's a lot of people don't do that. They get if they get to the point of sobriety and they've conquered that, they just want to get on with it and quietly live life and maybe start over. Maybe
right.
I don't know, but you guys are like hanging it right there on the blinds and saying, "Hey, here we are. This is what we've done, and we want to help. We want to help you, but we also want to laugh about it too."
Yeah,
that's interesting to me because this is a not a laughable subject. And I'm sure you both.
It's very serious.
Yeah. But you guys are a bunch of goofballs.
Oh God, yeah.
So you have to, and so am I. You have to bring that into, allow that to be part of your natural personality when you put out your message. You have to. So you guys decided you're going to start this podcast called the Chupta Podcast.
Yes.
Okay, audio only.
For now, yes.
For now.
We're dipping our toes in the podcasting world.
Yeah.
We want to, obviously do video, do lives too. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and I'm trying to navigate it on a laptop. And
sure,
my wonderful husband got me a starter kit for a podcast.
Yeah, wow.
For my anniversary present. Thanks, honey. I see you.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, Joseph?
Yep.
He's locked in right here. All right. That's so awesome, though. I mean, come on. That's so great.
Yeah, and we just grabbed the bull by the horn and we jumped on and we just did it. And the first one sounds terrible. It was a learning curve, that's for sure.
Sure,
but you got to start somewhere.
Of course. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we figured just put it out there and we'll see how it goes.
You guys had me laughing within the first minute. But and you just said to me a little while ago, you're like, yeah, we don't edit anything.
No, we don't. We push record and go straight through and hope for the best. We like the we like it to be raw.
Yes. Real, raw, relevant,
Absolutely.
relatable.
Yep.
Those are the 4 R's that I try to hang my hat on, and give as a defining foundation of Aired Out. But yeah, man, it's like that's the way to do it. And Vermonters, I say Vermonters, but really anybody, people tend to appreciate that because there's a lot of highly edited, finely polished, post-produced content out there everywhere. But if you guys are doing like what I'm doing and you're just letting the mics go hot and let fly, there's something to be said about that.
Yeah, we don't want to look perfect because, well, we're not. We're very far from perfect.
Yeah.
So, take it or leave it.
I love it. Yeah, that's so cool. So you cut your second podcast episode last night.
Yes. Yep.
On Spotify.
Yep. You can find us on Spotify.
When we look for you on Spotify, what do we type in? Just Chupta?
Just Chupta. CHUPTA.
Okay.
Chupta as in like what you up to.
Yeah. That was one of my big questions this morning. And I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't ask you that over the phone because I wanted to get the answer. Is that what that's about?
Yes.
Chupta.
Chupta.
Oh, my God. So what are you going to do with this podcast? What are you going to talk about? I'm curious.
So our goal is to talk about recovery, and even active addiction, to let people know that you're not alone in these feelings.
Yeah.
And it's, to validate people, and also to talk about mental health.
Wow.
That's something we both struggle with too.
Yeah, honestly,
I think everybody does.
I was just going to say, it's like, honestly, who the hell doesn't?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and it's crazy because it is in a bigger light now, but it's still kind of hush hush not to talk about.
Sure.
And
our society is so fucked up.
Oh my!
We stigmatize everything.
Right.
Everything, and a lot of us we have pride that gets in the way. We have ego that gets in the way. We have a lot of things that get in the way. But we need a lot of us just need to keep up with the Joneses, or we just have to give a different persona that we're good. We're good. We're successful. And it's just not the reality. A lot of us are carrying around stuff. We're carrying around weight that a lot of other people don't know about and don't see.
Yeah. And it's our little motto for our podcast is you're not alone. We're all fucked up. Like,
yes. God, that's so true. Yeah. And I heard you guys saying that on your first podcast is that in some way or another, who doesn't have a fucked up family right now? It's like, God.
Or friendships or relationships or.
Yeah, I know.
Work life.
I know. We're not all the Brady Bunch, man. It's like.
Man, it'd be nice, though.
It would be nice, but it's just not. It's so far from reality.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are taking your message of, hey, let's all be fucked up together.
Right.
And let's maybe even share a laugh about it and goof around.
Yeah.
And try to have some fun. But also you're incorporating a real serious message behind some of your content. And I think going forward you're going to be injecting a whole hell of a lot of that, which is, be a goof, be funny. But if you make a bad decision, or if you're currently making bad decisions, don't believe that that's who you are and that you need to continue to uphold that. You can make some really I don't want to speak for you. It's
Well, no,
just what I'm doing. But you can make some really good decisions and still not lose your goofy personality.
Yeah.
As someone who's like you said, the light of the party.
Yeah, I thought that when I was using and drinking that people enjoyed me more, that I was, more interesting and that people wanted something to do with me. But in all reality, it was just that filter was gone. And I got sober and just realized, both Becca and I realized, like, we are pretty fucking funny. Like, we don't need substances to bring our light out. That was quite a journey. It took me a long time to do some self-healing because, like, growing up, I was always told, stop making those faces and that's not funny to joke about or shit like that.
Yes. And Becca kind of has to be on the same page as you. You guys, to be able to do this, you both need to, like, seriously relate to each other.
Oh, yes. And we do. I always joke that if she was a man, I'd probably marry her. But
really?
Probably. But then I found my lovely husband. So sorry, Becca.
Becca says we're about accountability, responsibility, and taking those experiences to change, learn, laugh about it, and move forward.
Absolutely.
That's beautifully said right there.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you guys already for anyone who is willing to be so transparent and bring this to a podcast. Podcasting is it's an interesting relationship that you have to have.
Yeah, it's a weird art form.
It's a weird art form, and it's something that you can't. There's a lot of people that say, I'm gonna start up a podcast, and either never do, or they start it up and a week or two in, you have to be really committed to it and always be looking for some fresh content and keeping the edge sharp. And that's
and I feel like we always have something to talk about.
Yeah.
And we talk about some stupid things.
That's
like
fine.
If you're a prude, don't
Yeah. Oh yeah.
don't tune in.
Yeah. Not your podcast.
No.
That's right.
No. There will be farting in microphones.
Yes.
Cussing like sailors.
So
and talking about just everything in life. Everything and anything in life.
Yes.
Things that you would talk about with your best friend.
Right.
In their living room. But we don't want to hide it.
It's next level. I think that's great.
Yeah.
And why the hell not? There's so many people out there that are scrolling the same shit on their phone, watching the same stuff on TV or Netflix or whatever they're watching. Freshen it up. Find something that's unique, that's different. You got two Vermont girls who are not even in the same town, and you're coming together through this podcast and trying to reach out to not only entertain but also give some inspiration too.
Yep.
You can conquer this and still, like I said, keep your goofy party type personality.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How often is this podcast?
So our goal is to do every 2 weeks. But Becca had to go on a work trip to Philly. So
okay.
And she just came back. So we got to do it last night. We'd like to do it probably more often, but we also have jobs and kids and lives. So
of course. And it's going to be on Spotify.
Yes, it's on Spotify. We also have a Facebook page.
Okay. I was going to ask you that. Which is called what?
The Chepta Podcast.
The Chepta Podcast.
I'm certain. Let me double check.
Becca's making sure right now. So where the hell's Becca?
Becca, she had to take her dad to a really important doctor's appointment today, so she wasn't able to make it in.
Is she going to get in here at some point?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So
we're going to be doing regular checkups here, just so you know.
I think that's great.
We're going to move in.
That's fine. So she'll be coming down from Hardwick. You'll be coming up from Brandon.
From Brandon, yep.
All right.
which is good because we
let's do it.
I mean, obviously meet up with each other.
Yeah. So you're familiar with this area?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is where I grew up.
This is where you grew up.
Yeah, I was born in Brockton, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And then my mother and I moved here when I was like 5. My grandmother lives up in Highgate.
Yeah.
I grew up in Highgate.
Okay.
My grandmother's still there. It's been like 20-something years.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to go out and see her today?
Oh, yeah.
Is
Yeah. If I don't, she might be upset. And
Is she locked in with us this morning?
I'm pretty sure she is. Yeah.
All
She was asking what time I was going to be on. Hi, Grandma.
So that's so cool. So you know this town.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you think of what you're seeing and hearing about? What you have heard about, but and experienced, but what you're seeing these days, in not just Barrie, but also Montpelier, all of Central Vermont.
Yeah, it's sad. Honestly, it's really sad to see people that I grew up with just kind of dropping like flies, unfortunately, because of this crazy epidemic that we're in. And I count my blessings every day that I got out when I did, because it's tough.
Look at these drug busts. I mean,
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, yesterday, the day before yesterday,
There was one in Rutland.
the big one in Rutland. And you know what's amazing to me is, I don't know. I don't know. It just seems this way, that like back in the 90s, we didn't see drug busts taking place in the outskirts of like beautiful towns of like Washington and in the hills, you know, where it's so beautiful. But
Yeah, it was just big rich people.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
The people who had the money for it.
But it's like now, you know, now we got major busts taking place in some of these beautiful rural towns in Vermont. And that's, I mean, you know, we see the pictures of the drugs and the guns and you know, the roundups of, there's always some Vermonters in there, and seems like there's always some people from Springfield, Mass, from Hartford, Connecticut, Albany. Are we winning or losing the fight on drugs here in Vermont? Here in Vermont.
I can't really give an answer because I'm not really associated with that, you know, that part of my life anymore. Mm-hmm. I've written off people, you know, I moved away multiple times out of state. That was my way of getting sober. The first time was to New Jersey in 2018, 2019. I packed up my kids and moved where I didn't know anybody and did it all on my own. Then I hated New Jersey. It was freaking terrible. People there are just so mean, and it wasn't for me. I didn't like it. So then I ended up coming back, and then went through a pretty traumatic past relationship and stuff, but overcame that.
When you came back.
Yeah, when I came back.
Post Jersey.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then my husband and I moved to Texas recently, and then that wasn't for me either, so I came back. I just keep coming back. But we landed in Brandon, and I love it there.
Good.
I love it. It's quiet. It's peaceful. The school system is great for our kids. And there's no triggers unless I go to, you know, Rutland and go to Walmart or something. That's a freaking trip.
How so?
Just seeing people so zombified on the side of the road, and homeless and, you know, struggling. And it's sad. It's sad. I just want to scoop them up and hold them and tell them everything's going to be okay. But, you know.
Zombified. Wow. What a word. And, I saw, I don't know if you know Seth Garish, but he posted a video yesterday of a guy that was obviously very, very high over at Cumberland Farms. And it was unbelievable to see that. I don't want my kids seeing that.
Yeah, it's
amazing. It is
and
quite
with
sad.
Raising kids in this too is
Right.
like I have an almost 13-year-old son, and God, that it makes me nervous.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 boys.
Okay, at 13 and
8.
man, you got your hands full.
Yeah.
Good boys.
Oh, absolutely. By the grace of God,
Yeah.
they're amazing kids, and we are very open with conversations. And I don't beat around the bush with them either. I'm very, if they have questions, they come to me, and that's the kind of relationship that I want with them.
Have they had questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially with us starting the podcast. They're, they want to know what we're talking about, and having to have the conversations with them that I was an addict, and they kind of saw the phase of the alcoholism.
Wow.
So having those big conversations, that's age appropriate.
Sure,
I'm not
sure.
gonna
right.
go into detail about things, but
of course. But someday, going forward,
I have to prepare them, not only for like what could come across their paths, but I come from a line of addictive family. My father, my mom, grandparents. So that, and it's hereditary. So I
Sure.
need to prepare them for that.
yeah. They're blessed that you are having such open conversations with them.
Yes. Yeah. My oldest is autistic, but he's very low on the spectrum. It's more or less Asperger's.
Yep.
He struggles with peer communication and just like reading people's cues. He really struggles with.
Yep.
But he comes home and he's like, "What's wrong with these kids these days?" It's like they got brain rot and they're all stupid. And it's like, Dom, you are one of the kids.
But I mean, look at what these kids have in front of them. They have a world.
Oh yeah, they have
that is
access
so screwed
to
up. Well, yeah.
to some
everything.
crazy things, and
Everything.
some people say that my husband and I are strict parents, but they're not ready for that. I don't remember who told me one time, but I heard that us as humans are not made to take in so much information from around the world. We are built to have smaller communities, and to know like what's around us here. Taking in all the information at once from around the world is overload. And for a developing child, that's why anxiety is such a big thing, and depression, and they have all of this information at their fingertips.
Sure.
So I try really hard to, minimize that.
You're right.
But you can't hide them from everything.
Yeah. God. And I'm listening to you and I'm thinking about our kid and what she's already starting to see and hear.
Yeah. How old is she?
10.
It only gets worse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God, the attitude. Jesus. Lord.
Yeah, I got the lovely mother's curse of you're going to have children that are going to be just like you. And guess what? It freaking happened.
Oh, it did?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But you seem like you got a good man in your life, too, that you guys
Oh, absolutely.
dialed into this.
Yes. Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah. He's
because there's a lot of bad dudes out there.
Yeah. come across a few.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
But it's what do we say to our kids? And what do we say to them when it's really not that big of a deal if they're somewhere and some people are smoking pot? It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in elementary school, middle school, if somebody was smoking pot, that was like heroin.
Yeah.
It was huge. I mean, this was, early 80s. Different way of thinking about it. But this is like, it's so accessible now. It's so easy. And what do you think about pot? Do you think it's a gateway? And what are you going to say to one of your kids if they want to try it or it's been offered to them? What are you going to say?
So I grew up around pot. Like that, my whole freaking family smokes pot. And to me, it was normal. It was a normal thing. I do once in a while, but it's more for like my anxiety. But then then I do too much and then I start freaking out and then I call my husband because I'm freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm dying. And he's always like, why are you doing this to yourself? You know what's going to happen. So I've just kind of stopped doing it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it could be used as a tool. Yeah. I used it as a tool.
Yeah.
And what I would tell my kids is if you're going to do something, be smart about it.
Yeah.
Kids are, they're going to want to try things. I was that kid.
Sure.
I wonder what it's like to smoke a cigarette and sure, I'll take some booger sugar. Like, of course they're going to freaking try it.
Yeah.
But I want to educate them that if you're going to try it and you want to do it, then you need to be smart. You need to know where your shit's coming from and you need to tell somebody.
Yeah.
You need to test your,
right.
Not
be walking around downtown and getting in cars and.
Yeah, going off with strangers or.
I
don't follow your mother's footsteps.
I could ask and I could ask, myself the same question, how am I going to respond to this? And,
I think the best way is just head on and just be open and honest and blunt.
Yeah.
Because the scare tactic didn't do anything to me.
Yeah.
It did nothing. It just made me more curious.
How far are you willing to be transparent? Because I don't want to ask you something that if your kids are going back and watching this.
Oh, no, I'm an open book.
Okay. So what was your... Beyond pot, what were your drugs?
Cocaine, and heroin.
Okay.
And then alcohol.
Yeah. Of the three, was there one that was harder to get clean of?
Alcohol.
Wow.
I think it was because it was it's always in your face, everywhere kind of thing.
You didn't even have to hesitate.
Oh, no.
When I asked you that. That's amazing. Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah, like you say, it's just part of it's part of
culture, part of the
culture.
Norm.
Sure.
Which is freaking crazy to me, but
right.
I mean, you're not going to change it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's at every birthday party, barbecue, 4th of July, it's wherever.
Yeah.
Totally normalized. How do you say no? And do you still crave it?
I do still crave it. Not as often, but I went to Brattleboro Retreat recently. I did their outpatient program again for some psychological things going on. But and I started a new medication, which if I drink would be probably freaking terrible. And I don't want to try it. It's crazy to me because now, like, I used to do anything. I'm like, oh, a little pill, sure, I'll take that. Or, doing lines off of a toilet in a club.
Sure,
like
sure.
stupid things. And now I'm like, I don't know if I should take this medicine, or is this too much ibuprofen? Like, overthinking it.
Mm-hmm.
So now with taking medication for my bipolar, I'm too afraid to even try. I don't want to try. I started on lithium because they don't do lobotomies anymore. So
what do you have? What are your
you got a pen and paper?
What are your stamps?
What don't I have?
What are your stamps?
So I have PTSD, severe PTSD, from sexual trauma from being a child and teenager and adult, unfortunately. I have bipolar. Oh dear, I have OCD. I also have severe depression and anxiety problems.
Mm-hmm.
I was also recently diagnosed with like a mild form of Tourette's too.
You've had quite a life.
Oh, yeah.
And you said you've been in foster care since you were 12.
Yes.
Okay. Any relationships, good relationships with any of those foster families, or?
Yes. Some of the people, some of the families I do keep in contact with, not as often as I'd like, but with life and stuff.
You seem like somebody, and I know, Becca, I say the word stamps. My God, I've got mine too. But you come across as someone to me who you really got your shit together. No, you see, seriously, to me, that's what I see.
It's just a facade.
I don't think so. I think what I'm seeing here is a great mom who has earned her badges. I mean, you know what you're doing now. You've got it. You're figuring it out.
I'm
right?
definitely a lot further along than where I was.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And it's only been a couple of years.
Yeah. And I owe a lot of it to my husband. We kind of got sober together.
Yeah, I want to know about this. That was one of my questions.
So, we went to Spalding High School together.
Okay.
And we were in junior ROTC together, kind of. But then I went into foster care and I moved away. So we just lost touch. And I was drinking a lot. He was drinking a lot. And we met up at Gusto's. It's the longest one-night stand ever. It's been 3 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah. And he is my support human. Him and Becca are my lifeline.
The three of you, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So whose idea was? So y'all did this together. Y'all got
Kind of
sober together.
Yeah.
So whose idea was it to say, "Yo, man, like
My husband.
this is the bottom. Like I'm not doing this."
It was Joe. It was my husband. I really tested the waters too, because I didn't want to stop doing it, because I was like, but it's fun and it's my way to get away from the kids. It's my way to go have fun. And he's like, there's so many other ways to do it than destroying your life and your body.
Wow. Was he relaying the same message to Becca, or were you?
I think he was kind of projecting it to both of us, especially because when Becca and I got together, that's when shit went down.
Shit gets real.
Yeah. We're like, what do we do? Let's go to the bar.
Yeah.
One time we were both in school. I don't even remember what I was in school for. And we justified taking our school stuff
Yeah.
to the bar. And we're like, we're just going to sit at the bar and just do some schoolwork, maybe order some food. We didn't leave. People started rolling in. It was Friday. And then I was like, what are we doing?
What do you think made Joe say, all right, we got to start tapping the brakes here a little bit?
I think it was because we both wanted better lives, better than what we had, because clearly doing it the way that we were doing it wasn't freaking working.
Yeah.
It was just running into a wall.
Right. But one of you had to see that it wasn't working. I mean, someone has to really recognize it, and a lot of us don't. We just stay on the road and go faster and faster. But for someone to finally recognize this isn't working.
I feel like we stopped just like a test trial and then realized, like, what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
You know, I'm tired of feeling like crap. My health was also not great.
Yeah.
I have thyroid problems, and, drinking does not help that at all. And it was also making my anxiety way worse. Because then lack of sleep, and then you're not eating correctly, and
that affects everything.
Yeah.
Your job, your relationship with your kids. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah.
Wow. What a story. And the fact that the three of you kind of got into this boat and said, we're going to be each other's support system. We have to do this. That's really remarkable.
Yeah, there's definitely been bumps along the way. God,
it's only been a couple of years, though, man. I mean, of course there's going to be bumps.
When,
you have to expect that.
When we moved to Texas, Becca and I kind of fell out of touch, but then I moved back, and we were like, you know what? Let's freaking do this.
Yeah.
Like, we've been talking about it for like 6 years.
Really?
Yeah, we've been talking about doing this for a long time.
Doing the Chup to podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then we didn't really know what we were going to do. And then it just kind of clicked. Like, this is our calling. You know, she went to college for criminal justice, highest honors. You go, girl.
Damn.
Yeah. She kicked ass.
Wow.
And I've always just been in the healthcare field because that's my way of caring for people.
Mm-hmm.
And we both, not just struggle, but we deal with all this stuff every day. And it's like, there's so many other people out there who do too. Maybe we can shed some light to make them feel like it's not, you're not alone, and it's okay. It's okay to be struggling, but you got to find your way out at some point, and maybe giving people those plugs.
So when you do this podcast, is it taped or is it live?
It's taped.
It's taped, but it's not edited.
No. We also have a open line that we're trying to get people to call into, because we want our callers to be the light of the show. That's why we're trying to get our name out there and push it, because we want people to call in with anything.
Yeah. Crazy
ass stories. And if you're looking for a different point of view, or if you want some advice,
or if you just want to goof around.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
laugh. We need to laugh. We need to laugh about more things.
Laughter is the best medicine.
Even our bad decisions. How badly we fucked up.
Oh. Yeah. Looking back, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, try to laugh if you can. So how do we know when you're going to be doing this so that we can call in? I think that's my question. So if you're recording it, how do we know when
So you can call in whenever the hell you want. So it is a answering system, and hold on, I got our number.
I'm gonna put it in the comments too.
I got my number written on my hand.
Beautiful. That's the best place to write
It's
stuff
a little
down.
schmunched. So it's 802-438-3075. Call.
One more time.
802-438. 3075.
Yeah. 3075.
Yes, sir.
And you can call
anytime
and leave
a message.
Leave this message, and you guys will play it back on the air.
Yes. So you might hear yourself on the Chepta podcast. So you should probably call in.
Okay.
We did get our first call.
You did.
We got 2 calls, actually. The first one was 15 seconds of silence.
Okay.
So that was fun. And then the next one was Becca.
Testing it out.
Yeah. Saying, is this the Krusty Krab?
Oh, my God. All right. So, and the fact that you're doing this, and she's in Hardwick and you're in Brandon, that's pretty cool.
We obviously can't meet up all the time in person, which I hate, and I wish you would move closer. That'd be great.
Yeah, Becca, what are you doing?
I know she's probably going to be like, why don't you move closer to me?
Yeah.
What the hell? But she calls in and while I record. So
Okay. All right. So you get a board.
yes.
Okay.
We got a little board. I'm still learning. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah. Honestly, neither do I.
Yeah, it's learning and figuring it out as you go. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for it.
Wow. So what are you gonna have you written maybe a press release, or have you tried to reach out to
Oh God, no.
anywhere in
We are
Rutland?
at the very, very, very beginning.
Okay.
Like figuring out, okay, we started it, where do we go from here?
Yeah. My God, don't give up on this though.
No, I think we're both very passionate about it.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to go on for a long time. I hope it's going to go on for a long time.
I'll tell you right now, it will get funky.
Yeah, but you got to hold it. You got to hold it out.
You got to hang on. You got to hang on, man. And as soon as you start getting a fan base, a listener base that needs to hear your podcast and your message, then you're more committed that way, and you gotta stay with it, even though some episodes might suck.
Yeah. Oh God, our first one, like the first full half was like an auto tune. And it sounded so bad.
Yeah,
I was like,
it.
you know what? We're not redoing it. Just freaking.
No, dude, yeah, I heard
you got to
it.
start somewhere.
Yeah.
And
I think that's great.
I like that it's not perfect. You know,
Yes.
I like the grittiness of it.
Sure. Yeah, you guys are, you and Becca are hysterical together.
Oh, at least somebody thinks so.
My God.
Becca, we made it.
I mean, Jesus. So, is Joe going to be on the air with you guys? Will he
Maybe at some point. He is a cross-country trucker, so
Okay.
he's not home very often.
No, that's even better.
Oh, yeah, I know. Call in.
Call
What the heck?
in. Well, he when he calls in, he should be live.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
You don't even have to say that he's your husband. It's just
I know. Nobody's gonna know.
Joe from the truck.
Yeah.
Joe is this trucker guy.
We'll just call him Joe Schmo.
Joe Schmo. Where the hell is he today? We don't know.
Yeah.
You know, have him put him on the air. Put him on the air when he doesn't even know he's on the air. That's always fun.
I don't know if I want to listen to that.
Well, are you going to be able to? Are you going to be able to hang on to all of this? I mean, you're.
Oh yeah, we're very persistent human beings. we don't give up easy.
Yeah, I mean your sobriety too. I mean, you said 4 years in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
What did you have to get off first?
Heroin.
Okay.
Which kind of tied in with the cocaine, but.
All right. Was coke right after that?
About the same time.
About the same
Yeah.
time. Okay. How did you do that? How did you do that? Did you get some help?
No. I did not. I did not go to rehab. I did it on my own. While I was going through a divorce, and I left the house to him, and then I kind of fell off the train, and then started using. Was homeless quite a few times. Yeah, it was a wild ride.
Usually when we're going through thick shit like that, that's when it's more of a need to use.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my kids were really my my rock at the time of like, if I need to be the not only the parent but the adult that I needed as a child. That is really what pushes me through, is I need to be what I needed.
What you
growing
needed.
Up.
I was going to say, because there's plenty of parents, there's plenty of moms who have substance use disorder, and they're just not able to. They're not able to have their kids be the reason for themselves discovering sobriety. They're just, I don't want to say too far gone, but it happens all the time.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
That's sometimes just being a mom and just needing to be a parent is just not enough.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not. It doesn't click with everyone.
But you were able to, somewhere in your soul, muster up enough something. I don't know what it is. It's not toughness. It's beyond that. And you found something that's so inert in you that you may never even tap into it again. I don't know. But you found something where you had to make a real conscious, proactive choice.
Yeah, I don't really know exactly when it clicked, but it just happened.
Your kids are lucky. Joe's lucky.
Of course he is.
Well, I'm just saying that just doesn't always happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I was one of the lucky people. I think both of us were, Becca and I.
Yeah,
and I feel like our friendship too really was such a big part of our sobriety as well.
Yeah.
And to do that with someone that you used to partay with,
yeah,
and partake in special activities,
is even more
I feel
out
like
of the norm.
It built our friendship, and now I feel like we're kind of restarting.
Sure,
learning each other again.
Usually, when you get two hooligans like this together, if one is getting their shit together, one's going one way and the other is staying on the road. She says, persistent, hard-headed, determined, hilarious. That's what Becca's saying. So this is really profound what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm extremely proud of us.
How did you hear about Aired Out? Why did you reach out to me?
Well, that's a darn good question.
I mean, you.
Well, I obviously follow you, and I see the people who come on, and you interview and talk with about their lives and struggles and whatnot. So I thought it would be a good way to get our name out there, to let those people know, hey,
yeah,
there's a whole bunch of us freaking misfits over here, and we want to talk, and we want to hear what you have to say and help if we can. I mean, we're not at all licensed to freaking help. Well, I'm not. Becca kind of is.
You're real people.
Yeah.
And you got
Something
some
like that.
really real life experiences.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for Becca to share her story too. So
Both of you, next time you're in here, you'll be with her?
probably.
Okay.
Hopefully.
What did you think of my discussion with Brandon Carbo?
I caught the tail end of it. I think what bothered me the most was what people were saying. I think that's why I had to stop, because people were just so nasty and disgusting. And it was like, that's someone's freaking kid. Somebody loves that person. And let me tell you what, I've done some really shitty things, really fucking shitty things to get a fix. To sex work, to fucking selling my kids things, screwing people over. And instead of putting people down like that, take that energy to actually take the time to hear their freaking story. Because what good does it do? That's how people end up dying and killing themselves. And it's terrible. Be nice. At least be kind. And if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it. The golden rule in life. Come on.
You know, I'm still taking heat for having Brandon Carbo in here, because I think, and I'm just trying to read between the lines here, and I'm trying to, when I see certain comments, I'm trying to think what it might be that individual is feeling and why they might be saying the words that they're saying, instead of just reading the words and for face value.
Some people don't know how to express. They don't. It takes a long time to figure out, why the fuck am I doing this? Why am I doing this to myself? It's like an onion. You got to peel back the layers to figure out the root of the cause. And by the sounds of it, he was dealt a very shitty hand in life.
Yeah. Many, many hard cards. So were you. And most of the time when we get dealt a bad card or a bad hand, we don't play them very well. Which is Brandon.
Well, because you don't know how.
Right. And
when you don't have people to show you how to deal those cards, you're fucking winging it, or you're in their steps.
But you just said something to me that is sticking with me, and it's basically it seems like you understand why I had him on the air.
Oh, absolutely.
But there's folks out there that look at it as I had him on the air because I was trying to make him famous more than he already is, for all the wrong reasons, but to that I was glorifying his lifestyle and his interactions with our community, which have been horrible. So
what would be glorifying it is bringing him in here and letting him walk away with a couple $100. That's glorifying it.
Yeah.
Just because somebody isn't in the same situation or well-being that you are doesn't make them any less of a human.
Sure.
And degrading somebody like that doesn't do anything for you or for that person.
Right.
And if it makes you feel better, that says a lot more about you than it does them. Yeah.
I said, and be honest, it kind of irked me a little bit. And I said on the air, listen, if for the few people out of almost 40,000 that saw, for the few people that feel that I was exploiting Brandon Carbo or glorifying or praising his efforts to be the person that he is, it's fine with me. It's actually liberating for me if they choose, if I'm so that misunderstood. Like I said, I said this on the air. Please don't watch this podcast because you're so out of touch with the reality of what I'm trying to do here.
And not only that, you have the power to scroll away.
Yeah.
What a weird concept.
Weird. Amazing. Isn't it?
It's
I know.
Insane.
What would you say to Brandon, though? He walks by here every single day. Every morning. Right here. What would you say to him?
That there are people who care. And when you're ready for the help, there's people who will guide you. And you gotta fucking stick with it. And it is hard. And I'm sure like it would be a lot harder for him than it was for me.
Do you believe that there are some that are just simply a lost cause?
No, nobody's a lost cause. Nobody's a freaking lost cause.
You're living proof of that?
Sure, I guess.
I mean, you've had it stacked up against you, Brittney.
I couldn't imagine thinking that my worth was more than someone else's. That's insane to me.
Wow.
We don't have to see eye to eye. You know.
Sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And last night when we recorded the podcast, it was about pretty much this.
Okay.
Of being nice and just like taking time. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah. Stop being a Richard.
Yes, right.
Just because somebody's not walking the same path that you are doesn't make them any less of a person.
You know, it's easy, though. I'm guilty of it, too. It's easy to see someone who's panhandling or someone who's, you know, for me, it's hard for me to see someone who's panhandling that, you know, you stopped at the light. You're looking at them. You're looking at their face. You're looking at their clothes. You might be trying to come up with your own belief. Do I really think that they're homeless? They might be. They might not be.
Well, I'm sorry, but if you didn't need to stand on the side of the road, why the hell would you be there?
Well, that's a good question. That's a good question. But it's, you know, it's like, you know, and I've seen Brandon too. You know, you see someone who's panhandling, but they're smoking cigarettes, which are $13 a pack, man. And it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. It's kind of like when you come across them, and you're like, well, if what I think anyways is I'm just an enabler.
Yeah.
If I give them money,
it's going.
Then I'm
smokes.
an enabler.
Yeah.
So I mean,
smokes or drugs.
Right.
Yeah. I know.
Or alcohol, you know.
I know. And the part of the reason why this is such a slippery slope is because this is not true for everybody.
Right. Everybody's different. It's all different.
You can't put everybody in the same box here. I mean, it's like that might be true for even the majority of people, that you give them $5 and it's going towards smokes or booze or drugs or whatever. But what about the others?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know.
If I ever give somebody something, I usually purchase, you know, like I'll go in and buy them some food or something.
Right.
And give it to them. And then you could tell if it pisses them off or not.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, well, you're clearly here for the wrong reason.
Yes. And many of us have seen that many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you guys are really onto something. You and Becca.
I think so.
I think you should pull in that crazy ass truck driver every now and then.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say his name, just the truck driver. But I think you guys are really onto something. You're onto something big here. And who else is doing this down in Rutland, Brandon area?
I don't know. I didn't even look at it.
Whatever I can do to help you guys, I'm in. And whatever that looks like, I believe in your message. I believe in what you guys are doing, and I think it's kind of interesting that you're bringing in such a serious subject, but also goofing around and having fun with it. That's intriguing to me, and you know, sometimes you guys are going to be talking about sobriety, and sometimes you're just going to be ripping one into the microphone.
Absolutely.
And you know,
stay tuned.
And just and
you don't know what you're going to get.
just having fun, just having a laugh, and I think that's great too, man. I mean, if you guys can do that and make others smile, that could be, you know, that could be that could be something that just absolutely changes someone's life.
Yes.
Or begins to change someone's life.
That's the goal. That's the goal. And we want to build a community. We don't want to just have it just be us. We want to build a community. We want to hear what people have to say.
Right.
And let them be heard.
No matter what it is.
No.
Yeah. There's a lot going on here, man. And it's not just it's Barrie, it's Montpelier, it's Rutland, it's Burlington, it's
spreading too. It is like a wildfire. It's insane.
Yeah. One more time. How do we find the Chupta podcast?
You can find us on Facebook, and you can also find us on Spotify, and you can also call us in at 802-438-3075. And yes, I'm looking at my hand because that's where it is. CHUPTA.
Audio only right now.
For now.
But
we'll let people know
what you're going to do.
Yeah, once it evolves.
And you may not really do much. You might not change up much. If this is what works for you and Becca, then by God,
oh, I feel like the facial expressions would just add to it.
Well, we've got plenty of those today. Thanks for coming in here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Amazing. Thanks for getting up so early and schlepping all the way up here, man. This is badass. So you're going to see some fam, though, in town?
Yes, yeah, I'm going to stop in and see some family. And
is your grandma tuned in?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she is. I saw her earlier.
Listen.
She was like, I'm here.
Tell Graham to like and follow the Facebook page.
I know.
To air it out. And
I think she already does. Though.
And on YouTube also.
Yeah.
So, you guys are doing great stuff. I don't know what, but I want to do something with you. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll collab.
I don't know what it looks like, but at the very least, I want to. Next time we got to get back in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Have some fun. You guys are doing great work, and yeah, Shirley's saying good luck. I think everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
I think everyone's saying good luck.
Thank you.
You're gonna do just fine.
I hope so.
You're kicking ass already.
We just got to take names.
You're 4 years in, man. You guys are. You're on the road. Buckle up. Thank you again for coming in here.
Yes, thank you.
All right, everybody, have a marvelous rest of your day. Be good. Take good care of one another. We'll catch you tomorrow morning when Sweethearts and Heroes steps in. Actually, I think we're going to be by phone tomorrow, and I'm going to be telling you what I'm going to be soon doing in Peru, New York. I'm heading over to do a podcast episode in Peru. Details on that coming up. Enjoy the rest of your day, gang, and make sure you're liking and you're following the Chupta podcast, CHUPTA, on Spotify. Be good. Take good care. We'll catch you tomorrow.